got to get these desserts. Come on.
Nah, definitely. The Layers of Luck ship nationwide, man. You can get a pack of 3 or 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Any flavors on the menu. Whether it's vegan, banana pudding, the carrot cake cookies now can ship as well, and sets of 8 or 16. And you can find it on Fresh Taste Bakery. Fresh Taste Bakery on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can email me. We also do custom birthday cakes.
Nice.
You know I be bringing
Your
the cakes.
Cakes are beautiful.
Yo, you know I got a big female audience. 70% women.
Really?
My cookbook is gonna be called "Let Me Show You Why She Followed Me" Volume 1.
Oh.
That's coming next. You feel me? Let me show you why she followed me. Volume 1. You feel me? Like
Fresh cakes.
Fresh
Like
Taste.
I do cakes, but he is an experience.
Back. And I literally,
cakes is crazy.
for the ladies, I will bring the cake to the restaurant, to the venue. You ain't got it. Y'all could be flying, y'all
Ladies
dressing.
and gentlemen.
I will match the cake to your outfit, and you don't gotta carry it. You tap
you don't
your
gotta carry
server
it.
as long as it's under your reservation.
definitely
They
be
will bring
hollering
that.
at you
They will
for it.
bring that
For
custom cake
sure.
right on out, and that's what I mean by the
love that.
experience part. I be making cakes for partners. The wife don't even know that a cake got a face on it. How does cake get here at this restaurant that nobody came in carrying?
Right.
That's me doing the work
You a
behind the
mess.
scenes.
We want to
man.
celebrate our first year anniversary for Respectfully
Oh, we need
Ebony
a Respectfully
Destini.
And we need
cake. Oh,
we need
yeah.
a respectfully cake.
Yeah.
We
I'm
pulling right
need
in.
you right now.
I'm coming right
Put us
through.
on your
We need to go
calendar.
Absolutely. Custom cake toppers by Santiago Toppers. Shout out to my
Right.
godmother. She do all my custom cake toppers. We're going to get both y'all on the cake toppers. It's going to be fire.
Oh,
It's going to be fire.
you heard it. You
And y'all
heard
gonna keep it. We're going to put it on the shelf when it's done. We're going to keep it as a keepsake.
Fire.
1 year anniversary, everything custom. This is what I mean.
Everything
We sell
custom.
experiences and moments. Everything
Yes.
comes with intentions for us. This is for you. This ain't
love it.
something we just grabbed and gave to you. This wasn't someone else's and we just passed it off. No, this was designed for you.
Yes.
My dreams is vivid, work hard to live it. Any place I visit, I got land there. My dreams is vivid, work hard to live it. Any place I visit, I got
Welcome
land
back.
there.
Welcome back. Hello, family. What's
Hi.
going on?
I am Destiny.
And I am Ebony.
And together we are Respectfully Ebony and Destiny. So you already know we're pushing peace, purpose, progress, and prosperity stepping into 2026, highlighting the pain, growth, and journeys that fueled our purpose through conversation. So Chef Fresh, let's dive right into it. Who are you and what is your purpose?
How y'all doing, man? Pleasure to, first of all, be on Respectfully with both of you queens. Like, it's an honor. But pleasure to meet everybody. My name is Chef Fresh. I am the owner and executive pastry chef for Fresh Taste Bakery. Most of y'all know what that is. And if you don't, it's an online bakery and dessert catering company based in New York City. But we specialize in custom cakes and just very innovative desserts, like from wide range. Like, I'm a pastry chef, not just a baker. So, and we create from vegan, the gluten-free, the sugar-free, the THC, the alcohol-infused, Like I like to say, people could go to New York and buy desserts from 100,000 places.
Yeah.
People come to Chef Fresh for experiences, not just desserts.
Ooh, I love that.
Okay.
Experiences.
Yeah.
And alcohol infused. Before the camera started rolling, I was telling you that's my favorite.
Oh yeah, nah, listen,
You know, on
man.
an occasion.
Nah, listen.
On an occasion.
On an occasion.
Listen, Dulce Cupcakes, Casamigo, shouts to them, Tito's. I done worked with a lot of these different brands from Bel Air Rosé. It's a dope story with that. I created that for Rick Ross. And
Oh, really?
yeah, that went crazy. I actually created it for DJ K Slay, but Ross picked it up and then it opened up the doors for dealing with Bel Air back in like 2016.
Wow.
And the only reason I made that for K Slay is because he don't drink alcohol. At that point, I only had alcohol cupcakes, and they was like,
Okay,
yo,
gotcha.
Slay, God bless the dead, so R.I.P. K Slay. But they was like, yo,
R.I.P.
he only wanted that champagne. So I said, I'm gonna make K some Bel Air drinks, and I went up to the drama hour.
Exclusive, y'all. That's an exclusive.
And
Definitely.
R.I.P. K Slay. K
Absolutely.
Slay
Absolutely,
actually,
man.
my father and K Slay are associates, and I was able to have a phone call back in the day when I was pursuing the music with K Slay.
dope.
We're from the same neighborhood, First Avenue, so definitely love to K Slay. That's dope.
That's what's
I
up.
love that. I love
That's
that.
dope. All right, Chef. So to break the ice and loosen up a bit, we want to introduce a game, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely, let's get it.
Do it.
All right, so before we get into the conversation, we want to shout out all Black-owned businesses. Obviously, you're here.
Absolutely.
Blessing us and gracing us with your presence. So we want to be able to, show love to all the small Black business owners, growing Black business owners. So we're going to start off with a game called Black Card Revoked. Have you ever heard of Black Card Revoked?
Yeah, I actually have.
Have you played it before?
No, but I just know what it is generally like when you get kicked out the whip.
Right, exactly. And so we're gonna, Ebony, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, let me kick it
We're
off.
gonna do it real quick.
Let's see how this goes. I'm excited.
Let's see. This is my really first time playing this too.
Right,
I
with
mean,
the
we
real-
played it, but with the cards.
Yes, with the cards.
Okay.
What's something that all moms complain about? Then do I give him the...
Yes. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So A, kids acting like they grown. B, looking like your father. Oh, I used to hear that. C, being too close to the TV. D, all the damn dishes in that sink.
Ooh.
There's not all the above. 'Cause that's like
Right?
I heard. Is there an E on
First
the
of
above?
all-
Because I heard all that growing up. Damn
I
near.
heard all of it growing up. Is it one highlighted?
No.
Was
That's
it-
what I'm saying.
You forgot to take out the garbage.
It's not one highlighted?
No. It just says mama on the back of
It
it.
says answer the question. See, majority rule. Oh, majority rules. So
Okay.
I would say it again.
Okay, so A, kids is acting like they grown. B, you look just like your father. C, being too close to the TV. Or D, all them damn dishes in the sink.
I would say kids acting like they grown would
I
be
was
like
going
the
wrong with that too. I heard
majority.
Really?
Because that's what they be saying. I
Majority
still get
wins.
that. My mother to this day be like, "You think you my daddy?" And I'm like, "Yo, I know my role in your life. Like nobody's trying to be your
role in your
father.
life.
I'm just trying to give you a little sauce, ma, make you a little better."
I'm gonna go with B, you looking like your father. Especially
All right,
you
but
know when-
majority wins, so is A.
Okay,
Right,
they got
right
that.
there.
All right, so what do black folks say to you when they want you to leave their house? A, go home, Roger.
I already know the answer to this
B,
one.
take your ass home. C, wow. Or D, what you finna do?
No, D. What you finna do? What you about to do? Really, what you about to do?
Right.
Hey, what you about to do? Cause
Right. I'm about to go
about
to
to be
sleep.
up out of here. I'm about to go to sleep.
That's classic. What you finna do? That's a fact.
And you know, two things they can't dispute: your kids and your mama. I gotta go do something with my mother. I gotta go do something with the kids. They ain't never go. You gotta go. I respect.
Right.
Nobody's
You
ever
got
questioned those two
Can't
answers.
dispute that.
Right.
Undisputed.
Right.
That's
I
a
love
fact,
that.
though.
That's
You got
funny.
Let's see. Let me
the
see.
next
Let me
one?
see. This one's okay. What would your mom say if you hurt yourself while running in her house? A, sit your little ass down. B, I'll give you something to cry about. C, that's what you get. And D, stop all that damn crying.
But he didn't cry. He was just running, right? There was no crying involved. I would say A. I would say
You
A.
say A, sit your little ass down.
That's what
I'm
I
gonna
would
say, I'll give you something to cry about. That's what my mother used to always say.
He running through the house and fell, right?
What would your
It didn't
mom
say he
say
fell, that's
if
what I'm
you
saying.
hurt yourself while
Oh,
running
it
in the
did
house?
say you hurt yourself. See, I missed that part.
Hurt yourself running through.
So say it again.
Sit your little ass down. I'll give you something to cry about. That's what you get. And stop all that crying.
My mother must say, "Get your ass up." If I
Really?
done fell, but I ain't cried really growing up, so she probably would have said sitting down. I was
Sit
a
your
rough
ass
kid.
down?
Yeah,
Sit your
sit
little
your
ass
ass
Yeah,
down. So,
yeah, I run with that. Yep.
My mom said, sit your little ass down.
Sit your little ass down. When a pastor says, "Let me just say this," what's the first thing somebody in the congregation says? Say less, go with God, hurry up, or take your time. Take your time.
Wait, what was it?
That's a different one. I'm in the church, but that's a different one.
Right? I never heard that question. When a pastor says, "Let me just say this," what's the first thing somebody in the congregation says? Say less, go with God, hurry up, or take your time. Take your time, pastor.
Of course, take your
Take your
time.
time.
I can take your time.
Take your time.
Even though my pastor, my bishop, shout out to Bishop Owens, he's like, "I can't get no help in here."
Right.
That's his line. When he hitting them
can't get no
bars,
help in- right.
I can't get no help in here,
Can't
though.
get no help.
And man, that get us going.
guess
Shout out to
nobody-
Golden Soda International, man. Bronxville, New York.
Oh no, that's right. You
And
grew up in the
Poughkeepsie, we got
church?
two chambers. We got two chapters.
Is what kind of church is? What denomination is that?
We Christian,
Oh, Christian.
definitely.
Nice. Love that. You said
I love
you
that.
shouted out the pastor. Hi,
Oh
pastor.
yeah, man. It's the big homie
Bishop.
right there. The
Bishop,
Bishop
right?
Derek Owens, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Let's dive into some questions. We want to ask
Let's
some
do it.
questions, get into Chef Fresh life and your story.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I came in for.
Can you take us back where it all started? What did your life look like before the kitchen began your focus?
That's a great question because the funny part is the kitchen was my focus before the kitchen was my focus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then
And you ain't even, did you realize the kitchen was your focus or not until you realized it? You get what I'm saying?
Nah, not to this later on in life. That was culinary wasn't my goal. It wasn't that. And I imagine all these beautiful cakes and desserts that y'all see me making. I never in a million years before April 12, 2012, thought any of that was gonna be part of my life. Being in some of these rooms, these opportunities that I've had, some of the places that my name has been, that I've personally been, I never would imagine. I could have thought I was gonna be just like anyone else, like construction guy, maybe a CDL guy, like, and just doing something on the side. I ain't gonna front. I'm from the streets. I was hustling growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't promote that this day, but back then, that's kind of the era we were living in.
Yeah.
And I was a product of my environment. So, like, I was into selling coke and drugs at, like, 16 years old. Like, by the time I was 18 years old, I was cooking cocaine and making my own crack in the hood. And I was really good at it, though. Not to
So
say
you
like
was
that.
in the kitchen.
That's just what I mean, Mr.
Whoa,
Grams.
I got you
I was
now.
Uncle Jemima back then. Like, you feel me, cooking flapjacks and all of that. So I messed up coke every which way possible. That's how I was able to master it and understand how to cook it and do tricks with it, no ice, just different little techniques, and just making sure I had the right product and having integrity. I listen to my customers in the streets where some people didn't have integrity with their product, and they'll just sell you anything just because they didn't use it. That's like someone selling you a stale sandwich because they're not eating it.
Right.
It's really the same thing, honestly. So I learned a lot of my customer service skills, my marketing skills, my sales skills, my distribution skills from the streets, and that's why I consider myself like the product of transferable skills. Poster boy for transferable skills. Like, I do a lot of speaking in schools and just being an example for that. But just to take it back to your question, it started off in Peekskill, New York. I'm a 914 kid, Westchester County, Clark City. Started off out there, and I moved away a lot. Like, I grew up with a single mother. She had me young. My mother had me at 16. I grew up with my mother. So, like, by the time they was 22, I was 6. Went around with a bunch of 21 and 22-year-olds.
Right.
So I grew up with all these people type, you know what I mean? So I learned a lot, but since, it was just her having me young, I grew up in that era where it was like, you moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air, where you could go down south and go to Cali.
Yeah.
A family member would take you and be like, send them over here.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not so much like that now, but back then,
I always used to be in Virginia for the whole summer. I'm like, Mom, we got to go for the whole summer?
Yo, I went to North Carolina. I lived in North Carolina. I lived in Pennsylvania. My mom is from Key West, Florida. I'm Honduran. My father's Honduran. So I'm first generation American, born in America on his side. So I had a really diverse upbringing. I lived in all 5 boroughs, so. But that was a gift growing up because it made me very adaptable, very versatile. Like, I done had different audiences, different groups that I've been able to involve myself in. So it kind of prepared me for the level that I'm on now.
Yeah.
Now, growing up in my community, like, I got in trouble a few times. Like, that street life is, there's always a dead end to that. It's never too prosperous, and ended up incarcerated a few times. Like, I actually turned 19 in prison. Like, my first birthday, like, in jail, I spent 19.
Yeah.
And I had it bad. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I was getting arrested and going through that stuff, like, I had a period of my life where I was in and out of jail. I would say, like, from 17 to 21, I couldn't go, like, 6 months without cuffs hitting my wrist. Like, I was in and out catching cases. I go to jail, come home, and be 90 days, I'm back in jail with a new charge, out on bail a year, back in doing 8 months, back home for 6 months.
Yeah.
Locked up for 3 years after that. So I couldn't catch a break. And just me going to prison the 3rd time really, like, opened my eyes and really just showed me, like, yo, you gotta do something different with your life. Like, I always was blessed, I always was intelligent. When I was 20 years old, I was, like, doing the things that 30-year-olds was doing. Like, all my friends was, like, 26, 27 when I was 20. Definitely. I was teaching them a lot of things on the low. You feel me? So to me, age is definitely a state of mind.
For sure.
But it showed me being in prison and how you could, like, slip up, you lose your life. And what I mean by lose your life is not necessarily death, but lose your life to the system. I'm locked up with dudes that got 67 numbers. That means they was in jail when Martin and Malcolm was alive.
Right.
Like, Martin and Malcolm was alive when if they got a 60, those 2 guys got killed in 68. These dudes just running around with 67 numbers, so you missed the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and you still alive here, though. You like buried alive almost,
Yeah.
So me being around those type of dudes really opened my eyes, and I'm like, yo, I I don't want to waste my life. I got too much going on. So I came home at the age of 24 years old. I'm going on 25, but I had 5 years category 1 parole. I had a lot of parole. To me, that's a setup for failure, recidivism and stuff like that. And prior to that part of my life, I couldn't stay out of trouble for 6 months. Like 6 months was an accomplishment, believe it or not. If I made it home, I ain't been in jail 6 months, I always felt good.
Why do
Like,
you think you was rebelling though? Were you brought up in a house with your mom and dad? Like why do you feel like you was rebelling and getting in trouble?
why did I go into the street life? Because I would say that it wasn't necessarily, I would say rebelling. I would say, so you got to go back into my story a little bit. I moved to Pennsylvania in my freshman year of high school. Like, I think transitioning from middle school, because like I mentioned, I lived in North Carolina. I was in North Carolina for 6th grade. I went to 3 middle schools in 6th grade alone. A New York one and then 2 in North Carolina before that year ended. Then I came back to New York for 7th, 8th grade. For 9th grade, I guess me and my mom was bumping heads again. And she was trying little, I guess group homes. I was on Penn's petitions. I did all of those type of things growing up. Like, wow. So she tried those programs. I was in a center called Jenny Clarkson in West and Valhalla. If those y'all know. And from there, after doing 2 months there, they was like, yeah, Pops is in the picture because he was kind of popped up every few years. I didn't really live with him. So they said it was an opportunity to go live with him right after 9/11 too, like 2001. And I went out there to Mount Pocono, to Pocono Farms. No, not Pocono Farms, PCP, Pocono Country Place. And we moved out there. And those that know, it's a gated community.
I was gonna say, where's that at?
In Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yeah, the Poconos. I went to.
We visited out there. We just came from there.
Yeah?
Tobyhanna.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah,
it's like
nice
the woods too out there.
It's very wooded.
Yeah, it's very
I
woody,
saw my first bear in my first life being out there.
And they had like Bear Trail Road and I was like,
wild turkeys. You gonna see
deers
chipmunks
galore.
Chipmunks.
It's beautiful in the wintertime, but
it's beautiful.
And Mount Avery Lodge was right next to my high school. I went to Pocono Mountain East High School.
Oh, nice.
When I was out there, they opened
like
up
a community
Pocono
out
Mountain
there.
West.
It's still a community out there. It's cold, but
the thing about out there, most people, half the community is not from there. Everyone migrated. Like in the late 90s, those that know, there was something called why rent in New York City. Like why rent when you can actually own for the same price that you rent.
Why rent?
And a lot of the people in the 5 boroughs migrated to Mount Pocono. And so did New Jersey, from Irvington, Passaic, Jersey City, Newark, all those. So
that makes
I
sense.
went to high school with a half of New Jersey, and people from all 5 boroughs, people from Westchester County, some people from down south. It was very migrated too. So it was like a melting pot. You would meet someone, oh, you from my block, you from my community, you may know the same people. You would bond like that almost. Wow. And it was very big. It was
that
very
makes sense
big.
because my best friend moved out there for a better life for her children.
And the thing was, I had some of my best time out there. The parties was crazy.
Really?
Because, the house parties, the best house parties ever.
Really?
Because half the parents still worked in New York City, and they would be home late.
Okay, yeah.
So we was,
crazy.
Because of the commute.
Oh, man, because that 2-hour commute.
That's
Most people still worked in New York and then lived out there for that same price. So that hour and a half, 2-hour commute.
Yeah.
So the house parties was crazy, man.
So I feel like you're answering so many of our questions,
right?
Which I love because just watching you eloquently, right, articulate your experience in such a short period of time just shows me your skill set. Like, despite being a speaker is a skill set. Like, I don't know if you acknowledge that you're like a public speaker, but just sitting here and it's just I'm like, okay, so it's another skill he has under his belt. But I also wrote a children's book called Mama's Baby and Papa's Baby 2 to dispel the myth of Mama's Baby and Papa's Maybe that I heard growing up. So to hear how you and your mother kind of bumped heads, and then your father necessarily wasn't there, he was in and out, and then Ebony's question is like, were you rebellious? Like, what was it? It makes sense when you put the pieces of the puzzle together. So I want to let you finish telling your story, but I read your New York Post and Black Enterprise article that highlight how you once cooked crack and now you're cooking cupcakes. Yeah. Addictive at that, by the way.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Those titles resonated with me, but how do those titles make you feel when you read and reflect on your journey? Like, did you provide the title or was it generated from your story?
Nah, so that's a great question too, because at that point in my life, I learned some things about media, because I was like during the pandemic where I kind of did like a whole press run the whole year from like, I would say almost January to November, I was doing articles and platforms from Spotify to like New York One, Black Enterprise. I was featured in the Honduran newspaper overseas because I'm half Honduran, like I mentioned to y'all, so they headlined me out there. But to spin back to her original question, then get to yours. So when I was in that PA place, like I was gangbanging. I turned blood when I was out there. Like, but my whole life was an oxymoron. Like I was an honor roll student while I was gangbanging. I had an 88 GPA, like a 94 in algebra, 92 in biology. Like, but I was wilding. I was fighting to play in the bathroom. I was like, even when I came home from prison, not to speed up, but like I was on parole with an ankle bracelet, but doing business pitch competition and going to culinary classes, and so like it was always kind of like one foot
Like
in,
one foot in, one foot out.
one foot out,
Yeah.
but extremely though, you know. So
Yeah.
when I got kicked out of PA, honestly, like I got sent away because my father, he had to go back to Honduras. He asked me if I wanted to go. Sometimes I wish I did because my life would have definitely been different.
Ooh.
That was like a fork in the road, like for me. That would have been, it was this way or that way, and those would have been two drastic changes on my life, honestly. And I chose the other one. I said, I'm staying here because you finished school in Honduras and it didn't count when you came back to America. You had to go back to school. And at that point, I wasn't too clear on what a GED was. All I was hearing was go back to school when I missed school, and I wasn't trying to do a day extra. So I summed it up as like, nah, I ain't going with you. So he left me with my stepmom and my 5 siblings that I had in Pennsylvania. And a month later, I got into a situation. It was actually a shooting that happened out there, and I was indicated in that to the point where detectives came to my mom's crib, and it got real sticky, and it came down to like, you gotta leave, you gotta go back to New York, like you a liability to the house. So she packed me up, literally hand packed my stuff. Like put everything in the drawers herself and brought it to the car. I didn't pack anything. I think she left some stuff. I couldn't do it, and she put all my stuff in the car, brought me to school, pulled my permanent record, and drove me back to my mother's house in New York and let me get out the car. 3 weeks before school, and she would not even let me finish 3 weeks of school. Like, and I had to pick back up in New York because out there was 4 classes a day. In New York, it's 8 periods a day.
Right.
And they broke it down. So that's how I was able to excel because I didn't have 8 classes a day. I had 4. And I might have 2 academics and 2 electives. So if I'm only doing math and science homework for 6 months, and then the other academics, the other part, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes with block scheduling, because instead of 45-minute scheduling, we was doing an hour and a half. So I had time to sometimes do some of the work in there. So it helped. It worked out. But when I got kicked out, I was devastated. I cried. And I was getting into street life around that age, but I really wasn't living it. I was like hovering around it. Kind of like with some of these kids now, like they kind of act like they in it, but they not in it.
Not in it.
Yeah, that's really how I was at that age. And when I got sent back to New York at that time, being, like I said, 3 weeks left of school, I had a girlfriend I didn't get to say bye to. I got kicked out when I was suspended. I was on 2 weeks suspension when she packed me up. So I didn't even get to say bye to none of my friends.
You was got to go. She said you ain't saying bye to nobody.
I ain't saying
Your stuff
bye
is
to
packed. You out of
nobody.
here.
Like, it was crazy.
Wait, so what grade was this again?
10th grade. Sophomore year, the end of it.
I feel like that's the transition.
Yeah.
What? It's hard. 10th, 11th grade is like when you know if you're going to stick it out or if it's going to be a struggle, if you're going to remain an honor student or you're going to fail. You know at that time because you're in the life.
Yeah, I was, honestly, prior to that, though, I was 55 expellable. I couldn't get it together in New York. And my schools in New York had doors everywhere. We was able to run out, go to the store during them class. It's different now. We done changed the game for the kids now.
Yeah.
You can't have the phones like how we used to do. I used to have phones plugging up in the hallway. I was the biggest class cutter. But the dynamics that changed for me in Pennsylvania was that the school was in the middle of the highway in the woods. There was no going to the block.
Where you was going? Where you going?
School bus to and from. School bus to and from.
Make sure you staying in class.
The ride is 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
Through to and from. There
What
was
that's
no
called,
such
a deterrent?
That part. I got more. Like, there was no such thing as missing the school bus. My people did not play that. We is not driving no 45, 50 minutes to your school.
Nope.
And if you stay home, you got to go through it. I don't even remember staying home. I always called my bus. I ain't play that. I always called that bus. So,
right, waiting for that bus.
The other thing about that is also this new school, Pocono Mountain West, was built in the shape of an 11. So it was long, quarter-mile long highways. Wasn't no gaps in areas to cut. And it was like 6 hall monitors. They got so many times before they pull you. So if you ain't got no place to hide, and what are you doing in the hallway but so many times?
The structure,
I just had to be in class.
Was different, yeah.
I ended up just being in class. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to stay here.
That
and
makes
then,
sense.
then class clown goes but so far. I get played out after a while. So I'm like, you know what, let me just do my work. And then that's kind of how I excel. So just to take it back to answer the question, when I left and got back to New York, I was so upset and devastated because that whole system broke for me that I was like, you know what, I am going to the streets now. And that's really why I landed, like in that community, in that type of environment. And Peekskill, New York, coming from Bowman Towers, 807, like you could walk from this project in my community called Bowman Towers, probably like 10 blocks and back and make $1,000 in 2002 as a young kid. And like, as a 16 years old, I grew up in a place where it's like, I could be minding my business. The drug addicts were so thirsty. You got some drugs? And I'm a kid. Like, I ain't had no drugs. But I was able to see there was a demand for them, though. Just by so many times I was asked. So it kind of was inevitable just being amongst my friends, being in the hood in those environments. It was like, you know what? We missing there's mad money around.
Right.
It turned into
need
that. It turned into, because it was a weird, like I know how to deal with my son now because it was a weird transition when you're going from being a kid where you might be getting splashed just a couple dollars to the point where it's like, I'm having sex and got a girlfriend now. Like, and that little $5-10 ain't doing nothing for me. She gotta eat, I gotta eat. What we doing? Like, you feel me? So I ain't had no career development. Nobody really taught me how to fill out no resume or actually job search at the time. So it was like, I did what was the thing I had access to, and I jumped head game into the crack game. Like, I even sold weed after I sold crack. Some people usually do it the other way around. Like, you know, and I sold every drug except for heroin, like, growing up. And I had a decent run till I got locked up. And I was in denial when I got locked up. People usually are, like, especially if you tend to get locked up because of someone else's mistake or their situation. So I was like, I didn't get myself locked up. I could still do this. And that's why you hear the persistence in my story until something else happened. And I had a way of justifying it to the point where it's like, my third time I went to jail was for an attempt robbery, which is something that I don't do. I was really close to another dude that was my right hand at the time, and he had the idea, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. That's not my skill. Everybody that know me know I'm not no stick-up kid. Like, I protect myself, but that's really I wasn't into taking. I was really into building. And I took a big loss, like, in Washington Heights, like, in my drug ever. Wow. And I fake panicked because I was like, my phone ringing, I ain't got no product. I lost my product. And it was like, I guess this is the next best thing. This way you talk about getting this money. And that was like, Tuesday to Friday? Friday, I was going through it like, damn. I was jammed up. I ain't had no bread like that. The shorty I was rocking, like, we was smoking 3 for 10s. Like, it was bad. Like, and by Friday, I was
3 for 10.
back. By Friday, I was blessed. I had $3,000. I was back up. Off consignments, people looking out for me because they knew I had a little emotion. So they was like, yo, we don't like you off your feet here. Take this. So when I made that choice to go do that robbery, it was really out of greed. And I feel like, me personally, that's why I ended up in prison, because I was 3K up. I didn't have to rob anybody. I did it on some, let me take this bread and go get some extra bread to help my man. And you know what happened? I got locked up, he didn't.
Wow.
And he was the one that left with all my phones, everything that I had. It's like we traded places.
Wow.
And I ain't telling him. I did my time by myself. No co-defendant or nothing like
we
that.
just was talking about that. Loyalty. Like,
whether
is it to the fault?
Is it like,
you know?
yeah, with this whole conversation with snitching and you holding people down, like, are young men loyal to a default, especially if they're in a situation like, for example, I had a cousin who did 20 years. I think he started at 19, he went in at 19 and came home, he was like a little over 40, and he was an accomplice, but he didn't snitch. He did the time. He held it down, and he lost 20 of his best years. And unfortunately, he's back in, and he's in his 50s, and he like, I'll be home now. But it's like, I'll be home. He's counting the months down, and I'm just like, hold your head. But he knows how to jail. He knows how to maneuver in jail, and you know his spirits are up. But it's like, damn, you lost 20 years for not telling. Like, we understand the integrity behind it, but that's hard. Yeah, that's difficult.
I'll be honest with you. I was facing 5 years at first because it was my second felony. Pardon me. I ended up pleading out and got 3 years. But if I had 10 years, I would have did 10 years. If that was what the judge gave me, it just what it was at the time. Because at that point, I took a vow to the streets, and it comes with a code, and it comes with morals and ethics, and I signed up for it, like, you know. But as I told y'all the other parts of my story about like how intelligent I was growing up with academics was, I applied that same energy to the streets. So like if you read some of my bios, I had a misguided entrepreneurial spirit, they called it. You mean like just taking all of that energy and put it to the streets. But I studied it. I studied the old gangsters. I studied the old crime stories, the Feds magazines, the Don Divas. I had to learn probable cause search and Caesar law, so they wasn't taking advantage of us little brown boys just doing illegal searches and giving us charges. Like I had to learn the difference and what my real rights was. Growing up, I really took it very serious, like as almost like an academic, honestly, like the street life.
Before you went in, you mean, or because you was in and out?
Nah,
you was learning, you was teaching
going into
yourself.
it.
Going into the game.
Nah, just the whole time I was in it.
That's what I mean.
My drug dealing career was from 16 to 21 and a half. You know what I'm saying? So that whole time I was very serious with it.
Got
like,
it.
Even going out of state on a
they
high
don't have
level.
magazines like that no more. I forgot about Don Diva and all that.
Yo, they actually featured me and Don Diva on the website. You know, that's no snitches allowed. So that was that was a blessing. Shout out to Kevin Lowes, all of them, man.
Wow, yeah.
So it's like you learned a lot. You taught you were self-taught.
And just learning from the mistakes of my peers and stuff like that, and just watching what goes on. But that's how I got into the drug game. So to sum it up to now, we talking about these articles.
Yeah.
that was when I first got into this media track, and I had to definitely learn. I take it like, cause I'm real with it. Like the New York Post, like they're the ones who had the From Crack to Cupcakes, but they had several articles. I wasn't too mad about the From Crack to Cupcakes, but they had a sub one that was like ex-convict or something like that, or convict to cupcakes, or convict baker or something like that, and that's what I had an issue with, like because you can't highlight my story than labeling me a convict as many years out into passing, as many accolades and milestones. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people that supported me, they was like, yo, we love the article, we love the highlight, but the title was kind of crazy. Like, you feel me? So like, but that was my first like introduction into media and that type of situation. So that taught me to really be mindful and on point with the edits and how y'all depicting this. And so when I did the Good Morning
until I approve it, right?
Yeah, for the most part, definitely. Like, so when I did Good Morning America, the story was way different. Like they actually highlighted me because I was going through the pandemic. I was giving cupcakes and desserts to all the frontline workers in all the hospital. Like, and the reason I did that was because like I was striving off doing a lot of corporate catering, doing a lot of corporate networking, and that's where the crowds was at. Like I figured out the cheat code was office managers and executive assistants. Like those are the ones that have the company card. They got the buying power. If you do catering or anything like that, so you need. It's not the person at the job. It's not the boss. It's that assistant that has the company card that'll spend it graciously and tip you and not have an issue with it because it's company money. Right. So I made sure all the networking I was doing, I was finding office managers and executive assistants. I'm like, I'm your new best friend. Because you're gonna need refreshments for the office and birthday parties and client gifts and all that type of stuff. And they're like, you're absolutely right.
That's strategic.
So when the world shut down, everyone went remote. So there was no more crowds in the offices. So I'm like, yo, what I'm gonna do? Where is this crowds at? No groups of this and all this 6 feet space. And I was like, yo, the only legal crowds is the hospital. So it turned into us, blessing those people and me working with a platform called G Free New York. And they were doing something where it was like making wishes come true, like doing birthdays for like certain workers and stuff like that, like the Pack U unit and stuff like that. And I was bringing birthday cakes to certain people. Like it's changing lives, honestly. Just bringing smiles on people's faces in a real tumultuous time. Like, and I have videos of one of the doctors saying like, yo, these cupcakes and the carrot cake cookies are so amazing. And like people went back for seconds and thirds and they were almost fighting and they were like, yo.
They almost fighting?
All the time. Like,
I know you got a lot of customers doing that as well. I know you were giving back, but I'm sure.
I went
2020 was my biggest.
Mine too. I didn't have no COVID. I ain't getting none of that. I ain't lose nobody to COVID, thank God. I doubled my revenue and was on a press run the whole year. So it was pretty decent for me. The only thing I wasn't shipping yet. So I had a lot of nationwide orders. Like I had hospitals all across the country saying, hey, can you come here and do this? From Oakland, California to Detroit. Yeah, definitely it got pretty crazy.
Do you have a team to help you navigate the shipping?
So I've been 8 years in business. I do have a small team. Like my immediate team for me is just like people that handle my light work, honestly, because if you take my light work around, I could stay doing the high level, high value skills. And that's really just manifesting and creating these beautiful desserts and presentations. So I have a little back office, someone that deals with the correspondence, closed sales. I don't really want to be talking to clients all day and unsure clients, and because that's time. At the end of the day, I really just deal with the people that know what we're going forward, and we're actually going to push you in production. So I got that, delivery drivers, assistants, porters, just things like that, just
that's
to optimize
you need
time.
A team.
Yeah, definitely.
to push this work, to push this product.
Push this work, definitely.
Question, how did you turn your skill in the kitchen into an actual business? And what did that process look like for you?
That was a dope process. So shout out to the 5 Ventures, which is a nonprofit organization that works with formerly incarcerated men and women, and they teach them how to be entrepreneurs with the equivalent of Harvard Business School MBA. Like we studied that through online courses. We took tests. When it came down to marketing, sales, time management, they made sure that we were sufficient in all the different entities and how to incorporate. They made sure we actually did incorporate. And they prepped us to be able to do business pitch competitions like Shark Tank. And like I actually won 15,000 in business pitch competitions, like understanding executive summaries, SWOT analysis, differential advantages, like there's different things like that. And having that, building that confidence and stuff like that. So they really changed me and made me this into a business, because prior to that, when I first came home from prison, I didn't really get into that, but what really changed my life and how I got into baking was coming to the Doe Fund, the Ready, Willing, Able program. Like, so like that program right there, I actually learned about it in prison, in the beginning of my 3-year bid, they came to Valhalla, Westchester County, and the guys from Harlem 1 came through, and it was different. It was like these 3 big black guys, and I was in a violent program trying to get my time reduced and try to, show favor for the judge. Yeah. But they had a lot of outside agencies coming in, like a CDL truck driving school. Vested was it, even though it's a whole new company now. I forgot the new name. Doe Fund came, and they were just trying to give us outlets of different opportunities that we could pick up on and stuff like that. But these guys really left an impression on me, like, because these 3 black dudes came in. One of them had a chain on. I think 2 of them had jewelry on. Mind you, we're in the Nuja. We're in the pod, like, where you have to go through a sliding doors, a fishbowl, and we get visitors all the time, but they're mostly hiding behind a glass, like we're animals in a zoo.
Wow.
So they're usually not coming past the gate where we can actually hit contact with them. These 3 brothers did. These 3 brothers was in there confidently, like, and it was like, who are these? Who are these guys? Like what's different about y'all? Right. And they were just giving the whole pitch about the Doe Fund and talking about how many felonies they had and how the Doe Fund was able to give them a chance and have them be able to start their life over, learn a trade. They was able to live there for about a year. And it's a drug-free environment, it's a curfew, and it is you have to work. And me thinking, like I told you, I did 3 bids. I even had 3 years of misdemeanor probation. I only lasted 6 months. Caught the most cases of my life. So I was like, me and being on paper don't work. I was always going to be the guy that I'm going to just do my time. I ain't going to take no probation. But when you get post-release supervision, you can't do that time in jail. You got to do that outside. So it was inevitable for me to have to finish that 5 years out here. Now, when I got released, it wasn't no culinary. It wasn't no thinking. That was not on the radar whatsoever. Right. I really came home, honestly, to still sell drugs. I'll be honest with y'all. I was going to come home because that's all I knew. I was really that deep into it. But what I was going to do is try to just play it smooth. I had 5 years. I was going to do the program for a year, maybe a year and a half. Show parole I could do consistent. I could be consistent with a curfew, a job, and clean urine. Kind of try to rock my parole officer to sleep almost. Honestly, that's really what I was going to try to do. Like, yo, he ain't doing that, so I ain't going to watch him so much. But then that's when I would have turned it up. That was really going to be my plan, honestly. Going like a 20-month run and then go to Atlanta or something, move down south and open up a salon, like real hood book shit. Like, that's really what I was thinking I was going to be. But being in the Doe Fund, I ended up learning how to bake because... Well, they start you off in the street at first, sweeping with the blue buckets, cleaning the streets. Yeah. But then you get to pick a trade, and actually by default only chose culinary because you could eat for free. I swear. I swear.
And you save some money.
Save some money.
Well, they give you free meals?
Yes.
They give you free meals at the Doe Fund?
Yeah, 3 hots in a cot. 3 hots in a cot. Mandatory. 3 hots in a cot. Mandatory. So being in the kitchen, I'm eating extra. I'm actually eating better.
So eating extra. Okay,
extra and better.
Extra meals and better.
Extra and better.
All right, so that's context, y'all.
Absolutely. Plus getting my full paycheck. So I was like, that's kind of a no-brainer. So I went there, and at first, once again, it still wasn't no chef aspirations. It still was just round robin. Yo, help us here, dishwash, serve the food, cut the onions and cut the carrots, or make sandwiches, real general stuff. But I still was rough around the edges. I kind of was a knucklehead at the time. I kind of was one of the guys
you were young. You said you came on, what, 24?
24.
You were young.
Facts. I kind of was the guy that would dip off from work. Yo, wait, we're fresh. Where Antwoin went? Like, might went back and took a nap, came back in the midst of my I was one of them guys for real, man. And what happened was this.
Were you one of the youngest? Not to cut you off.
Absolutely was one of the youngest.
I feel like...
On criminal justice, though. Because the Doe Fund at the time had 3 levels to it. It had criminal justice, it had the veterans, and then it had the RWA, which is typically just guys that are straight from the shelter system, that are ready, willing, and able, probably fresh off someone's couch, freshly homeless. But my opinion, the difference with that demographic, you're talking about people that are kind of already have no structure, that are kind of comfortable in their own habits, whether it's smoking, drinking, being out on curfew, and you're throwing them in this environment where they now have curfews, now can't get high, now can't drink. A lot of them, that didn't work for them. That's like shock.
Yeah.
So
they need rehab.
Well, that's one thing, but it worked for criminal justice because we coming straight from parole, coming straight from prison actually, where this is freedom compared to where I just came from. Yeah. So it was nothing to not do that, you know? And I felt like it was a little bit more structured because coming from prison, it was a little bit more respectful. Like, I ain't had no locks on my locker. We kind of dared you to come in the room. It was kind of one of them type of situations. So
It
was a
also
little bit more
reminds
order.
me of, though, like, I know dudes come home and they go to halfway houses too. So it's
Kind of
like
halfway house, but our fourth floor, because we was on the fourth floor, it was almost like a half. A lot of parolees, dudes, lifers, ex dudes. That it gave that vibe all day in America. And then you had the veterans on the second floor. It was 3 different worlds, honestly. 3 different worlds.
Oh,
But
that's interesting. I didn't know it was like different dynamics, like
Yeah,
within
definitely.
the Doe Fund.
because that's how I got there on parole, and my parole officer accepted me. So, like I said, what happened was Chef Kenny. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Chef Kenny.
Chef Kenny Smith, man. We called him Tone from Brooklyn, man. He know who he is, man. He was the executive chef at the time, and he was like, "Yo, I gotta watch your ass, man. You keep dipping off." So one day, the dude, Chef Gino Del Sandro, man, that's my heart right there. He's the director of culinary at the Doe Fund.
Nice.
That was Tone's boss. And Gino comes in. If people know Gino, he comes in when he wants to, when he just has these passionate days where he wants to bake, he wants to be hands in it, involved, and take it back to the front line. And he's like, "Yo, can you give me somebody to work with?" Because there's a bunch of trainees running around and students that are working. And so Tone had the greatest idea, said, "I'm going to put Antwoin with him so I could watch him." That's what you go with. You go with Gino. So I could watch you. And no lie, that moment changed my life. April 12, 2012. That's when Gino taught me how to bake from scratch. That same day, he taught me how to make coffee cake from scratch with the streusel topping. He taught me how to make buttercream frosting from scratch. He showed me how to make chocolate chip banana bread from scratch, and he showed me how to ferment yeast and make dinner rolls from scratch all in one day. And you know what the common denominator to all of that stuff was? Grams, ounces, and pounds. That we were on this scales, measuring out this product, putting it through a process, adding
Transferable
heat,
skills.
and getting a new product, which is what I was doing in the streets. So I was all the way back home from my street culinary expertise, and was able to apply it, which is why I be mentioning transferable skills, because I was very blessed. Because a lot of people, they talk bad about it. They say you wasted your time in the streets and you was just bullshitting your life away. But for me, I thank God that he gave me the opportunity to take all that time and experience and be able to bring it to my new life and actually still use all that experience and skill. Like I said, from customer service to management to outsourcing to even relationship management. You're talking about, not to get too deep in it, but you're talking about strangers that don't know each other that got to deal with a connect.
Yeah.
That's a stranger. That's also a supplier that got so much liability wherever they at that you got dudes that's rats, robbing. I don't know you like that, but I'm taking a chance because you might be. I'm taking a chance on you because you can set me up and take my bread. So we both like filling it out, and then I give you the money, you give me the work, and if we do that a couple of times, conversations might grow. You got kids, all right, you got family, all right.
Start the
The next
combo.
you know, it might be at the kid's birthday party. Now we close. Now we friends. Now we family. It evolves into that. So if you could do that on that level, you could do that on any level. You understand? So like I said, I was able to take a lot of my skill set from there and just it automatically hit. So when I started baking, it was like an awakening. Like it was like waking up a hidden talent in me. Like that was when like I feel like God gave me my gift.
Do this? Oh, and I'm good at it?
And,
right?
But what showed me that I was good at it wasn't just me feeling myself, because some people will do that. Like I just think I'm good. No, the Doe Fund in Porter Ave had 400 men.
Yeah.
And I had a built-in audience. So I had guys coming as they're putting their tray away from eating. Yo, who made that cake?
Right.
Yo, who made them cookies?
Uh-huh.
Yo, that cookie was good. You don't brown it. I'm hearing them like, oh, word. I'm not.
They call like you had live reviews.
Live reviews, feedback.
Live reviews.
Mind you, at that time, I really was only doing a job. I had no aspirations of being it as a business. I had no aspirations of, pardon me, had no aspirations of going into nobody's restaurant. So it really was just me filling this out, realizing I'm good at something. Pardon me again. What really did it for me was when I took the food handlers course, I aced it. Out of all 50 questions, I got a perfect score, 100. And at the time, they didn't give you nothing that gave that. The card don't got your score on it. They just send you back with the pass paper, and I'm like, nah, you gotta write something for me, man.
I wouldn't know
I
my
need this 100. She was like, I stay after. She wrote me the paper from the Department of Mental Health and Hygiene. He got 100.
Wow.
And I got that shit laminated because I'm like, yeah, I got
That's
y'all car and all that,
major.
but I got a
But you
perfect
100.
score in it. You feel me? I had to flex that. And that was a little bit of motivation. That put a little spark in me. But then when I took the surf state, which is the nationwide food handlers, you could say, I got only out of 80 questions, only 4 wrong. And it would give me a 95, which allowed me to be a proctor. I could actually facilitate the test. I scored so high in it. So that's when I kind of was like, all right, maybe God trying to show me something here. Because it's like, I came home with my street credit intact. I had all my connects. I'm saying I'm part Dominican as well. Shout out to my cousins, Mike Jones, the mayor, and Dykeman, Washington Heights. Like, and my people was up there. I had access. I had access to it. But like I said, God shifted me somewhere else. And I'm like, you know what?
Plan for you.
I can always go the street route. Let me see what this culinary do.
Let me see
And
what
here
this
we are, year
culinary life
13.
do.
Here we are, year 13, in positions and places and doors open I
know,
never
that you never
imagined in my life.
That's
and
good.
we still going.
That's
And
good.
we still going. So, and I ain't go back to jail. I haven't been back to jail and since I came home.
Yeah.
No new cases. Like,
Good stuff.
we on the walk. We still walking with God.
That I can resonate with that because I feel like despite everything I went through, it's never an L, it's always a lesson.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
part.
I could have, like you said, there's forks in the road where you always question, like, what if I would have went this
That part.
route? But I think that's a perfect segue for young men and women struggling with the recidivism and reacclimating after serving time. How would you encourage them to find their niche legally?
I would definitely say, be open-minded. Cause I teach people this stuff. I tell young kids that are actually dealing with like the criminal backgrounds how to actually talk about it during the interviews. Like,
You think they should be open about
absolutely, because
that?
I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't go through a career development class till I was 25 years old and already willing and able. Like, the best thing that ever happened to me in my life was a mock interview. Like, a mock interviews gave me so much exercise and confidence to be able to talk about it without like stuttering on the spot. And you work that out on a mock interview and then you'll get the feedback. Like, yo, I seen you was rocking. I seen you. When I had some real feedback between the Doe Fund and the 5 ventures that made me an entrepreneur. So in the 5, we had a lot of corporate volunteers, a lot of elite execs was coming in. This is how they was giving back by spending their off time with us as, you know, as a diverse group that was there giving back a lot of occasions, honestly. Like, and they would come in with their expertise, and some of them worked in HR, accounting, techs, like a lot of different environments from all over, and we would get that real feedback. So that helped me so much. Even know how to get a cover letter. You know what I'm saying? So
Sound like job readiness was like
career development.
influential.
I
Yeah.
needed that. I didn't have it. Like, I was, because I come from an ever, at 18, 19, my mom on my body told me, go get a job. I come from the ever where it was applications. Fill out the application and turn it in.
Right.
Sometimes I ain't know the information. I had to bring it home, and then I may not never get the information. Or if I do, I won't bring it back. And then if I did bring it back, nobody told me how to follow up. I'm thinking if I don't get a call, it just ain't happening. Like, if I at least had a follow-up game, it might have been a little different.
Right.
I learned that later on in life. You feel me?
Got
So
it. That's
that
good.
having that, the cover letter, what I learned is stand on your past. Stand on it.
Stand
Touch
on
it
it.
first. Like, yeah, I might have made some decisions when I was younger. I caught this charge, you know, and I learned to always have something positive to say after that shit.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, yeah, I made that decision, but since then, I've worked in this community. I've given back
since
over
then,
here. I've had these opportunities over here. I volunteered here. I did this. So the last taste came out for something positive. Yeah, and I already stood on it. Yeah, I did that. I had it, but it's the past. I've had and I've highlighted the other people that have given me opportunities, so you should too. That's what I teach. And now people don't have those things just yet, because there was a point where even my first resume had my jail job. I had my blood spill technician, my porter job on my resume because I had no job experience. So all that street life I was doing, I wasn't working nowhere. I had one job. I had one job. I had one job. My first job was working at Stop
But
and
that's
Shop.
experience. Count it.
It is. That's a fact. It's experience.
And I worded it a certain way. I worded it like if I wasn't actually an inmate, we worded it like a job, meaning like I worked in Albion Correctional Facility at this part of New York during this time, and this is my title. It don't necessarily say I'm in on the count.
Right.
People work in jails all the time.
Right.
You feel me? So I kind of left that up for you to decipher. But it helped me fill out my resume until I actually got real jobs and titles to take that off.
So it sounds like you would promote job readiness, being open to becoming members of like programs, whether it's Doe Fund, whether it's Workforce, whether it's Jobs Plus. I've done all of the things also. So yeah, just like put your pride to the side and be willing to learn.
Oh my God.
So
Stick to
that you
your
can
story.
find your niche.
That saved my life.
Yeah.
Like I was a poster boy for nonprofits. Like I probably did four.
good.
About four. That's how I survived programming. I programmed myself. Honestly, like, you know, like first I did the Doe Fund, then I left the Doe Fund, then I went to Kingsborough Community College and learned culinary down. And I was going all the way to Brighton Beach from East 180th, 2 hours on a D train, 2 hours back, like for about 2 days a week for 12
Hustle,
weeks.
the hustle.
But I was on parole. I ain't had nothing else to do. So
Yep.
I did that. And then I was working for Zaro's Bakery. At that point, they ended up switching me to the packing department after Hurricane Katrina because I was about to get laid off. I was one of the last new hires. And I'm like, y'all can't fire me. I just got here on parole. I need this
Can't
job.
fire me.
And it was the morning job. He's like, well, can you work evenings? He was like, I was like, hell yeah, whatever it takes. And they put me in the packer room. But me coming out the Doe Fund as like a rookie of the year, all-American varsity baker, it's like,
Varsity baker.
why are you in this packer room? Like,
Right.
I need to be using my
On the
jump shot and my
forefront.
crossover.
Right,
You know,
right.
like, that's how I felt. So I held it down. And that's really why I was in these other culinary programs. When I started working my job, I kind of kept I treated them like AAU camps almost, like these culinary programs. And if you talk to some of my classes, they're like, yo, he knew everything. And I kind of did. I had to learn how to be humble and not be the know-it-all, let everyone else answer questions.
Skills are everything, guys.
And
People don't
just
understand.
chill.
Yep.
And just to keep my
You
sword
was
sharp.
accumulating your skills.
And just keep my sword sharp during the
Sword
time I
sharp.
really wasn't in the kitchen. I'm dealing with finished product. So from there, I went to go work for Thomas Keller at Bouchon Bakery in Rockefeller Center, where I was
Okay.
actually chef de partie. I've done savory. So I am a pastry chef that can cook. And the reason I did that is because coming into the industry, I heard there was this stigma that said most chefs can bake, but most bakers can't cook. And we don't do stigma.
We don't do
We don't do stigma.
We don't do those.
Most wet
We don't
can't
do
wet.
those.
Like, nah, so I had to make sure my knife skills was on point, my
Yeah.
flavor profiles was hitting, my heating techniques was up, so all of that. So I could do both, but pastry is my heart.
Good stuff.
So,
Good
but like
advice.
you said though,
Good
all those
advice.
different programs is which laid down my foundation to finish that 5 years of Category 1 parole. I had an ankle bracelet for 20 months out of that for no reason besides the fact that I worked the night shift. They had no other reason to do that to me. And I kind of say like, that kind of put me through a storm. Like that was a really rough period, those 5 years. But I survived it. And once I made it through that storm, that's when God blessed me with all of this stuff that I'm doing now, with all these opportunities. Like I really earned my shit. I ain't going front. Like people that really not earned everything I got today. Everything that I'm blessed with, I earned all of that shit. Because it almost didn't happen.
Good for you.
It was times I was like, you know what, I can't take this. I'd rather go back to prison. I had to talk to certain people. I had to talk to my round table and all of that.
My
Just like,
round
you know,
table.
Nah, for
Yeah,
real, like,
you
you know,
gotta
I had
get
to
the people that
couple
push
of them
you in your
calls,
ear.
like, yo, nah, you can't do this, or this,
Yeah,
that,
gotta
and this.
remind
You know,
you.
take another shot at it, and we made it through. We definitely made it through. And
Who was your round table? You had a support team.
that's
Who's
what I
your
mean,
round
like
table?
my support team.
Who's your support team?
At the time, man, just close people in my life, man. Just close people I had and have in my life.
Had and had.
Yeah, had and have. I would say that at the time, because, you know, things change.
You
People,
need that.
Sometimes people in your life for seasons. You know?
Yep.
That's a fact.
We listen. We know that.
That's a fact. But that's good
Season
advice.
and a reason.
Some
Good
people have
advice.
assignments in your
That's-
life, and just
that's a
that.
fact.
And just that alone.
That's it. Season.
know?
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
come for this lesson.
Yeah.
I'm better now going
Yeah.
forward after this, you know.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Good or bad,
Yeah, good or
honestly.
bad, and it's
Whatever it is,
okay.
I'm more better now.
Is that you got the lesson? You know what I'm saying?
That part, you know, so that's kind of how I would say my street and my incarceration aspect went. Like I said, coming home into these training programs, built that confidence. Definitely being into the five ventures really put me in position to structure. That's when I started First Taste Bakery 2017. I actually founded it as an S corporation
Round
coming
of
out the
applause.
gate.
2017.
2017, definitely top of the year.
Top of the
And that
year.
was actually after stop working, first week of September, I quit my job.
Wow.
And that was the first week that I got off parole out of the whole 5 years. The same week that I stopped, or 5 years parole, the same week that I stopped working, because I feel like I had enough little bit of motion. Because I was working my orders around a 40-week work shift. So I had
know
Bustelo,
how
I had
that
coffee
is.
in my locker, and I worked fine dining. There ain't no Applebee's,
Right.
Cracker Barrel,
Right.
Cheesecake Factory.
It's a
Shit. This
hustle.
is
Crazy,
the
yeah.
real deal. Like it's
Yeah.
like the NBA. Ain't
5
no
stars.
yeah, ain't no
that's a
days off. Your team will have resentment
I know
because now
you
the
was
workload
like-
is on them.
Coffee on deck, right?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. The sacrifice.
The
Bustelo
sacrifice.
lived in the locker just to be able to
Sacrifice.
fulfill my shift. And like I said, the reason I left that last job, and that was the Gramercy Park Hotel, I worked for a restaurant called Milino. I just, we both agreed that like this
Wow, you
wasn't for
may
me.
know my man. He worked for Gramercy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, after the boys though. I want to say 2018 to 2020. You probably left by then.
I was done by then.
Oh, you was done by then.
Yeah,
But
I was done.
It's shut down now.
It
The
did,
Gramercy
yeah.
during COVID.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
surprised it didn't reopen because it was business flowing.
Nah, facts,
And it's a
facts.
beautiful hotel.
Absolutely. Nah, definitely. I work for the Union Square Hospitality. I work for Steven Starr. Like, being someone with felonies, I worked in some high-end
Right.
places. Like,
God is
and I
good.
did not go to formal culinary school. Like, I work with people that came from CIA,
Listen,
Johnson &
God open
Wells.
doors where you never thought he would
Hello?
open, right?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
Hello?
I try to say, like, this is why, like, I love my man Rayful Olsen. Shout out to Skip to my Lou, man. Rucker
Skip to
Park.
my Lou.
I like to shout Antwoin mixtape my way into the league. Like, I came from that street aspect into
Antwoin
fine
mixtape.
dining.
Right.
And was putting up numbers still. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't have to go to the university and the NCAA to get to the league. I came through the
You don't
league
need that.
and one mixtape style, you know. So
that's
and
good.
still made it. So that's
still made it.
I stand on that as well. Like, just being the asset. Once you learn how to bring value to the table, they'll give you a seat at the table.
They'll see it.
It don't matter what you came from, what you've been through. Like, you got,
What
I've
degrees
seen
you
it.
have.
I've seen it. Culinary arts is a forgiving industry. You can have the $100,000 education, but not to say it like that. But if Poppy crossed the border and his knife skills is better than yours, we hiring
I
Poppy.
was
That's a
about to
fact.
say that. Like,
We hiring Poppy. Who
It's
cares if
about-
you went
we
to school
hiring
for
Poppy.
$100,000?
like you said,
That's so
relationships,
true, though.
connections,
All of that.
more so than
Yeah.
your degrees.
All of that. And I learned that in the Doe Fund because a lot of
Yeah.
people wasn't making it through the program, and I had a big supporting cast. I might have been a star of my movie, but there was definitely a supporting cast in this movie, and I had to make sure I stayed cordial with them because you end up meeting gatekeepers, and what I mean by that is
Yep.
you end up in certain positions sometimes where people end up with your life in their hands. And what I mean by that is they're the ones that make the decision if the next door opens for you.
Yeah.
They're the one that makes the decision whether you stay or not. They're the ones that make the decision whether you get whatever. And if they're gonna evaluate what they know of you, how you treated them, how you move around here. And I just made sure I was always cordial, and I got a lot of opportunity. Like, there was a couple of times I could have lost my bet in the Doe Fund and got sent on a cheese bus.
Right.
And not too many times, but it's a couple of times.
Right.
Not the
And-
cheese bus.
The cheese bus.
If you know, you know. If
you know, you know.
you know. Send your ass back to Wars Island, Bellevue,
Exactly.
Bedford, Atlantic.
Woo.
You know what I mean? Where you don't want to go. So, but it came down to like them guys being like, you know what? He's wanted to go one,
Yeah.
give him another shot.
Give it another shot.
That
But I
was
seen
God.
guys
That's
that didn't
God.
get them other shots. I seen guys get sent to that cheese bus
Yeah.
too, packed right on up. So
God knew you had purpose in this thing, man.
I understood that difference and made it through that. And a lot
Yeah.
of them same dudes, I shout out to this day. They show love. Like, honestly, you want to bring God into it. Like, yo, God has brought them all down to their knees. Like, prior to that, my last 2 jobs before the one I quit, I got fired. And it wasn't that I got fired for just being mischievous. It just, I outgrew those positions. And me personally, I always felt like I was a boss. And I wasn't so much of the we chef. If y'all know. Like, I wasn't so much of the robotic. I had questions. And they don't really like vocal
Right.
people. They just want you to listen and move. And, you know, I kind of didn't fit in sometimes when it came to those type of things. So, but I always, like I said, stayed valuable, stayed an asset so I can get a job like this. Like, I remember shooting 20 resumes on a Friday and had 4 interviews by 5 p.m. on Monday. What felonies? You know, that's that cover letter and that resume
Right,
working.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You
That I
got
had
it. You got
That I
it.
had to learn how to create, you know, so I always kept that confidence.
Let me ask, how does it feel knowing your story could save someone's life or change their direction? Because you got to know that you changed so many people's lives, just to them hearing your story from where you come from to now, to see you like, yo, your name is ringing.
Facts.
So how do you feel when you think about that?
It's a blessing and it's an honor, man. I gotta shout out my boy Rohan, though, man. Global Apparel, man. It used to be called Global Scumbags in Washington Heights, but it's Global Apparel now. We cleaned it up. And about 10 years ago, he had an opportunity to do a career day in Washington Heights, and he was like, yo, chef, yo, I can't make it. You want to fill in for me? But very first time I ever did that, I'm like, go to a school, talk to kids.
Like what?
And I went and did it. And I fell in love with it. And I've been doing it for 10
See,
years straight.
relationships.
I love
I've been
that.
doing it for 10 years straight.
Wow.
From August Martin, the schools in Hempstead to City Tech, West Brooklyn High School, schools in the Bronx, the Mount Vernon Youth Shelter, all the way down to
Congratulations.
speaking at HIV clinics
Wow.
in Manhattan, all the way being into letting Rikers Island twice with felonies in Old Boy in the day room next to the showers and the beds and being able to walk back out. That's like being in the belly of the
That's
beast.
nostalgic.
That's you don't see those type of environments unless you in there.
Yeah.
So to be able to walk back in and walk out
walk out.
twice,
I know.
I always say that's a glitch in the matrix. That's a glitch in the
yeah.
matrix. This ain't even, this unheard of. It's a glitch in the matrix. So, but once again, that was God really opening them doors and just put me in position and just really being an example. And I always kept it solid. Like I don't code switch. I don't be pretending to be nothing I'm not. I learned how to just be me and be an asset. And even in my corporate rooms, like I'll be down to earth. They be like, "Yo, Chef Fresh, we love you. This is the realest conversation I ever had." And you so down to earth because you know a lot of corporate be plastic.
Yeah.
That's one of your questions too, right,
plastic.
Ebony? About being corporate ready or like the authenticity between how you remain yourself while you walk into these corporate brands.
Yeah. And he just said it. I be myself.
So
I'm
you
me.
answering all our questions.
Right.
Chef. I'm telling you, answering or you just go. Just go.
Yo, nah, this is dope though,
You
man.
answering all our. No, it's good though. We're like, I'm soaking it all up.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it though, but nah, that's definitely a good thing. But it came with time and experience though. Like now, once again, I talk about relationships. How I even got into that was because one of those volunteers that came to Defy, which worked in HR, she was going over resumes and doing mock interviews with us, and she was like, "Well, I like what you got going on." She was kind of giving me a little challenge and something I was confident in, and I was like, "What you mean, lady?" She's like, "I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about." My homegirl is Sean. She's like family now, man. Shout out to her. But she was like, "You know what? We doing a holiday party, and I want you to come to my job." And that's really what it took. Like,
That's it.
being that valuable, being that guy or girl that's like, you know what? I could trust you. I want to share you with my family.
Yeah.
I want to share you with my job. I don't want to just leave you where I met you. I want to bring you in there with me. Like,
everybody needs to experience
and
this.
I got a pattern for that.
Yeah.
A big pattern for that. Like,
That's a blessing.
So like between that person and my brother, man, Arnold Waples, man, that's another one. Those two people, like when I get to where I'm going, I got to plant 2 trees in my backyard and put a stone for both of them because them 2 people is the bottom of my tree trunk. Because if you take them out, I be appraising people in my life. I be appraising people. I be like, yo, if this person got removed from my life, what all goes with them, what experiences, what relationships, what
I've
everything.
never heard that. That's amazing.
And then that's how I could tell if you really made a difference in my life.
Wow.
Because if nothing changed and you out of here, then you ain't really have that impact. But if people
a
go
fact.
with you, opportunities go with you, things go with you, then I gotta,
so true.
you know, I look at
Don't
it a
let
little
that go over
different.
your head. You know, y'all
Right.
praise jury, right? Don't let it go over your head.
Gotta
You know,
praise
you
the little
talk
people in
fast,
your
you gotta
life,
listen, you gotta
man.
catch up.
I like that.
You gotta
I like
catch
that.
up.
You have to though.
I think for me, again, your story is just inspiring to say the least, but I want to get into some of your treats. If you could name your top 3 desserts, right, that we have displayed right here.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Top 3 here or top 3 from Fresh Taste Bakery?
From Fresh
Yeah,
Taste.
your top 3.
Aside from the carrot cake, because I know the carrot cake
number
is
one.
number
Famous,
one.
This is the house that Carrot Cake Cookie built.
Right. So, but in chronological order, what would they be and why?
Got it. So Carrot Cake Cookie aside, because you know they don't miss. Number 2 would have to be the OG banana pudding.
So wait, carrot cake is number 1. You established as number 1.
Absolutely.
Okay, so why?
Oh man, because it was one of the first desserts that I made that was innovative, and I made it in a Doe Fund kitchen, and I made it because shout out to this my homegirl named LaShawna. She literally reached out to me one day off Instagram and said, "Hey, I see you posting," because when I was in the Doe Fund training, I used to post my stuff, and people. That's how I realized there was a little demand for it because I was posting on my Instagram some of the food things that I was doing at work, but it wasn't a restaurant, so the public couldn't come.
Got it.
So they were like, "Where is this food at?" And I was like, you can't really eat it. Like, it's not somewhere you could go." So talking to her, she's like, "Hey, do you do cheesecake for strawberries and carrot cake cookies?" And at the time, I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. So I'm like, cheesecake for strawberries and I had to go do a little homework. Let me check this shit out.
homework.
Then I found out some recipes, and I'm like, you know what? I can do those, and I'm gonna do those for you. So, pardon me. So when I found the carrot cake cookie recipe, I found one, but it was a single cookie, and it was a single cookie. It had no icing. So I took that single cookie and I took the filling from the no-bake cheesecake from those strawberries that she had me make because it had a no-bake cheesecake filling, and I put that between both carrot cake cookies and made it a sandwich.
Filling?
Yeah. So we talk about chocolate covered strawberries with
just
graham
died.
cracker.
I just died.
Yeah, like with
Die.
see, I'm a builder with these desserts. Like that's
Oh,
why
see, I didn't know
that's why the
that.
cake jars are called layers of luxe, layers of luxury.
All right, so what's the second one?
The second one besides the banana or the carrot cake cookie, so
Right,
it goes
it's
into the
number
OG
one.
banana pudding.
Okay.
And the reason that's the one is because that's another one that don't miss, man. Like
And that's the sample you have there?
absolutely. I got 2 versions. I got the cookies and cream one and I got the OG classic. So I make that like Auntie Nana make that like if you were OG, it's the one from
Nana.
when you was a little kid. This ain't the Bill Cosby version. This ain't that box drink. This ain't no Cool Whip. You gotta have a big bicep to even talk to me about some banana pudding, honestly, yo. You ain't got one of the big ones, I can't talk to you, man. Like,
big
you
one.
gotta be an auntie or a nana or something.
I love it.
That's the one that brings that nostalgia back. It got the meringue topping. It's a southern recipe, so you know, real custard is made with yolks. So down south, when they was put, they wasn't throwing no egg whites away. They had to use that. It wasn't wasting nothing in them ever.
They
So
wasn't wasting it.
that's why I incorporate that. There's no whipped cream. There's no Cool Whip. When you see the white topping, and then I throw it in the oven, so you get that natural golden brown. Ain't no blowtorch work. That thing getting roasted,
thing with
and then
love.
I'm putting it with chill. Several steps. Just like
And
I do my
everything is
work.
like you said, is from scratch.
Absolutely. We make caramel from scratch. Every food filling, every cake, every custard. We do cheesecakes, brownies, strawberries. Like I said, vegan, gluten-free. My mother's type 1 diabetic, so I'm sugar
You
conscious.
do gluten free. That was in my little side note, clip
stuff.
note.
I got a gluten-free carrot cake cookie.
Wow, my son is on a gluten free diet.
Yeah,
so
we
good to
seriously
know.
with the GF too, not just
Yeah,
because people
that's
got
important.
celiac disease, and we don't
Yeah,
just do it as a
good.
preference. We do
wanna
it
cater
as a
to
standard,
everybody,
and
yeah.
we have separate
You
whisks,
have to have options.
separate bowls, and separate
Yeah.
equipment. Because some people are cheated, like cooking seafood in the chicken
Yeah.
fryer. Now you got seafood allergy, and you say let me get the chicken, but
Woo, child.
they
you got
done cook the
seafood
shrimp
sauce.
in the same oil and all of that. That's the same thing. You can't be doing all of that.
You got
Oh
chicken
my
fried
God.
whiting.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I got integrity. Just like I had integrity with my drugs in the streets, I got integrity with my food, man. I'm
I
not
love
gonna
that.
say I know
Yeah.
week old desserts trying to for the sake of profit. I'm not
Right.
doing none of that.
Right.
I wouldn't
Love
even give you
that.
no 2-day-old stuff. Like,
So what's
love
your
it.
third one? So we said number one is the carrot
well, the
cake
banana
cookie.
pudding is fire also because I was Chris Brown's chef too.
Banana-
He fell in
okay.
love with that banana pudding on his last tour.
Okay.
When I went on one's tour, like I was only supposed to do the garden with him. Shout out to Breezy and his team too, but
Shout
he
out
ended up
Breezy.
calling me back and said, "Yo, you got to do Hartford, Connecticut, and the Prudential Center," because we went to Boston after New York, and they was like, "Yo, where that banana pudding?" It wasn't part of his meal.
It was a tour that just
The second, the one before that with Lil Baby,
got it.
before the Breezy Bowl. Breezy Bowl,
Before
they
the
just
Breezy
went
Bowl.
crazy.
Nice. I love
He needs to
that.
come
that's
back
a-
around town.
That's a fact. So that the banana
we
pudding.
gotta get to the treats and the tea and the treats because
facts.
I'm ready to taste.
The banana
Yes.
pudding, and then the third one, man. Oh man, I got something for everybody.
But you said that looks like cookie and cream. Cookie and cream is one of my favorites too. You said Oreo cookie and cream.
No, see, so I make a
is
cookies
that?
and cream banana pudding.
That's
So
the
that's-
cookie and
still
cream
has Oreos
banana
in it.
pudding.
Yeah. So
Got
I
it.
swapped out some of the vanilla wafers and other cookies for Oreos.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, you nasty.
This
Creative.
is what I'm trying to. I'm
very
innovative.
creative.
It's
Disgusting.
innovative.
You disgusting.
Like this strawberry one right here. This is the strawberry crunch
Wait, well,
one.
hold on.
Yeah.
Let's get into our tea and treats.
Perfect segue.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
segment. And usually I'll come in and I'll have my little treats, but I said, hold on, we gonna hold off for mine because we got the dessert king in the building himself,
That part.
and we're
AKA
gonna do a
pastry
whole
poppy.
taste
Yes.
thing, right?
Oh yeah, we got the spoons,
All right,
man.
let's
Listen,
pull
I
out
need
these spoons. I
feedback.
think I left my spoon. You got
Yes.
two spoons, Vest?
Yes.
Listen.
Remember when I said I left something? It was my daggone
Listen,
spoon.
these is y'all's, man. Like y'all could pick which y'all want.
Okay,
when,
wait, hold
when you
on.
let me know, I'm gonna give y'all a rundown of what I bought for y'all. As soon as y'all
see.
give me the green
Wait a
light.
minute.
So what are we doing here? Because I don't want to just start opening
Okay.
it.
So y'all could do two different things,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Look at me.
We could run through that box of spoons. I don't care about that. If
Mike's
y'all
coming
want,
off.
I know if y'all don't want double dip, you can
Okay.
run through that box of spoons if y'all want to switch it up. But I would
Okay.
like for y'all to both taste each one, dig
Okay.
y'all spoons in and
Oh.
do a
Okay,
little
okay.
runabout or y'all own preference. If you be like, I don't want to try this one or try 2 or 3,
Okay.
whatever y'all feel like
Okay.
doing, however long the segment is.
Okay.
And then
Sounds
I want some
good.
feedback on Kimber, but let me run through what I got and then
Okay,
y'all
Yes.
go for it.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All
All right, so we still rolling though. We still rolling.
I bet. So these is 2 of the banana puddings right here. I got the OG cookies and cream, and I got the classic. This is made with 3 different cookies. I ain't gonna tell y'all which 3, but this is 3 different cookies right here. Auntie's banana pudding. I got the premium flavors, right? So the Layers of Luxe is my cake in a jar line that I actually created, and people say which one are the best ones. They all hit. You know why they all hit? Because these are the results of all my best-selling cupcakes. So I took
Nice.
all my best-selling cupcakes and put them in a jar, which is now allows me to get it to y'all nationwide and be able to ship it very fast and cheap. So I made it layers deluxe because a lot of the fillings that you could get from some of my desserts, like the strawberry compote that we make in-house or the caramel that we make from scratch,
looks
it's
so
actually
moist.
in here now with the buttercreams and different fillings. So we call it layers deluxe because as you eat it with your spoon, you just crack and opening different things and certain flavors are now blending with each other. So it's a whole experience. And for the ladies, the best thing about it is you can put the top back on after 2 bites, throw it back in your purse. It ain't like a
Save
cupcake.
it.
You ain't got to worry about it
Right.
getting damaged. You throw it in your refrigerator, your freezer.
Mobile, honey.
You on the dig? So
It's mobile.
we come in three different versions of it. Premium, alcohol infused, and vegan. We got a plant-based version. No eggs, no butter, no milk.
that.
We just take the egg out.
amazing.
We don't got no weird ingredients that's replacing stuff or no substitutes. Literally just no eggs, no milk, and no butter. So this is the premium luxe.
What is that? Strawberry.
This is strawberry crunch.
Strawberry crunch.
This is also lemon.
That
So this
looks
is
lemon.
fresh lemon cake
Yeah.
with buttercream and lemon curd in here that I make from scratch as well. So for the lemon heads, the lemon lovers, this like I said, it's something for you at Fresh Taste. Whether you a chocolate lover, a strawberry lover, whether you plain Jane and want the French vanilla, I
has
got that for you.
everything.
You want the cookies and cream, like just find what you got on the menu. So the lemon, that definitely hits if you a lemon lover. But then I got the alcohol infused line. You see it says 21 and older. I definitely got the surgical
love
warning
that.
on here. And this is the 1942 French vanilla Don Julio version of that. These usually sell for about 15 each. The Layers Deluxe premium jars and the banana pudding sell about $10 each. When I'm feeling nice, I do a 3 for $25 or something like that. And these things is ready for nationwide shipping, and they also ready for y'all to start tasting.
Nationwide.
Ah.
Thank you
Pass that
for
cookie
the
and cream fresh.
presentation.
There you go.
Thank you. I'll have
Which
the
one you
strawberry.
want? Want to go for that strawberry?
Yes,
You
I'll
can't
taste
mess with
my-
that.
Let's see.
That
I'll
strawberry
taste
don't
the
miss, man.
strawberry.
And we make that strawberry crunch topping from scratch too. That's in there as well. I recently learned how to do a vegan
It's all
strawberry
about
crunch.
presentation, y'all. Look at that.
I love it, right?
And smell it.
Oh,
OG
and it
banana
smells
pudding.
amazing.
Grandma's loving every
Look at that
bite.
swirl.
This is Fresh
Okay,
Taste Bakery,
here we
man.
go. This is taste test.
need
Now
that
listen, I am a
feedback.
baker as well,
Absolutely.
right? Queen of
Let 'em
banana
know.
pudding.
Queen
Big
of
up, big
banana
up, big up.
pudding.
Thank you.
Shout out Queen of
You want
Banana.
that? Which one you wanted? Oh, yeah, he went and got a
see.
couple spoons. Yeah, we could run around with the spoons and
I'm
stuff.
trying to follow instructions. He said taste all of them.
Yeah, we tasting all of them. Facts.
Y'all been following instructions.
Facts. Listen, they there, man. They there
My
for
God.
tasting.
Oh my gosh, Mama.
This
Good taste
cookie
it.
and
Take off.
cream,
Mhm.
Come on.
everything.
Crazy.
Mind you,
Nope, it's
the-
crumbs.
Everything.
It's gonna
Mind
do that.
you.
It's gonna
He said
do that.
mind you, the flavors linger with my
This
stuff.
right
The
here.
flavors linger. Like I'm tap dancing on y'all tongues right now, man.
Yo,
Flavor profile. Y'all hear it? 20 seconds later, y'all still tasting it.
Strawberry's
cream is-
crazy, right?
And y'all all got different things.
That's it.
Y'all all got different things, man. I got
Oh my
people that
God.
argue.
I like it room
This cookie and
temperature.
cream.
I like
Yo,
it
he
room
need
temperature though.
He did a spoon. Yeah, the room temp one, right? Yeah.
this is good.
It's so good. Ebony, taste this.
And watch you hit
That
them
one's
layers
good.
You need
too.
another
That strawberry
spoon,
one,
bro.
right? Spoons is all right here. Nah, in the vegan one, I got a vegan one. I ain't bring it to that. I got a vegan one though.
Chocolate, yes.
This is the alcohol infused one.
Where you located?
Look at you.
Me in Harlem.
No.
that's
I'm
good.
good right here.
Yeah.
I'm good right here. I'm staying right here.
No, that's good.
Now
Now that right there is good, baby. Look,
Now
we
you
don't
gonna
be
get
never
drunk, but
getting
it's
out our
good.
seats on the show.
This how we keep it fresh and respectful.
Nah,
man.
take it. Take, what?
Oh my God. Wait,
Nah,
hold
just
on.
Did you hit a layer though? Did you hit? You
Oh,
gotta crack. Like, you gotta hit. Once you hit them layers though, it start adding new things on your spoon, man.
So wait, how much is this jar?
That would-
How much is this jar?
That's a fact. Yeah, we ain't come to battle, man. Maybe one day for the sake of content.
Yeah, Llama,
we can do a blind tasting.
make sure
Gotta
he
do a
gets.
battle.
This my girl. I
gotta
ain't
do a
want
battle.
to
No,
put the
this
pause
is
on her. I
family.
love her too much. I didn't want to put the pause on her, man.
I don't want to put the pause on.
Ebony got that one. That's good.
I mean, listen. I do blind tasting. I don't let you. You don't know the difference. I don't want people that know who did what. I want people that taste and judge.
That's good. That's good.
That's it.
Oh wait,
Choices,
feedback.
listen.
So feedback, everything is 20 out of 10. Okay, it's from scratch.
Carrot cake cookie. Yeah.
He
From
offers
scratch.
vegan. He offers gluten free. He offers every flavor, mixed flavor, swirl.
Facts.
Like this is
And we
like top
bake-
tier.
And like I said, I'm big on flavor.
he's
This is called Fresh
famous
Taste
with this.
Bakery.
Ebony, let's try it. The carrot.
Okay, carrot. Let's taste.
Famous carrot cake cookie, y'all. Well famous.
That's fresh.
Appreciate you,
Now,
King.
guys, this is the carrot
Cake cookie.
cake cookie
With
that
the no
he's
bake
famous for.
cheesecake filling.
When
With
I
the
say that
cheesecake
filling
filling.
is filling,
It's filling.
And it's not a sweet cookie.
It's
It's
not.
like right where it need to be.
And it's giving me oatmeal because again, I don't really
Yeah.
do carrot,
Yeah.
but it's giving oatmeal.
They got oats in
like
it, yo.
he's like, you got oats.
And I love
Oats in
it.
there.
I love it because it's not that sweet.
It's a good
I
little
can't do that
innovative
sweet-
hybrid creation,
Yeah.
man. I used
No,
to tell people
this
you
is
haven't had a
amazing.
carrot cake cookie till you meet me 9
Guys.
times out of 10. They be like, I had a carrot cake, but not the carrot cake
Hit up
cookie.
the Chef Fresh, baby.
Where can they
won't
find
be
you? Where can they
disappointed.
find you?
So they can find me on freshtastebakery.com. They can find me on Fresh Taste Bakery on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn.
We're gonna put all of his
and
handles. on
everything is
everything.
made fresh to order. Like we don't have nothing sitting around. You can't just pull
Right.
up on
That's
me
the
and
beauty
think you're
of it.
gonna
I
get
love that.
anything.
Fresh.
It don't work like that.
Yeah, the
This is
fries
Fresh
are
Taste
fresh.
Bakery. All pre-ordered everything, advanced order. Let me know when you need it. Like I'm the guy you gotta call when you know when you want it later.
Right.
Not I need it today. I don't have nothing for you because it gotta
That
be
was
made
good.
fresh. Pardon me.
Ooh, I'm
So
saving
we
this in a
love
car.
this. We love this segment because although it's tea and treats, we get into some treats, but we also get into some tea.
Get some tea.
So let's get into some tea, right?
Tea, tequila, however you want to do it.
Oh,
Tea tequila.
I should have saved my little angry orchid for you. My bad.
Little cut water.
So let's get into some entertainment and social commentary. Unlocked Netflix. Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Perfect. So for those who aren't familiar, Unlocked is a Netflix social experiment series where individuals are placed in a controlled environment and challenged to confront self-control, discipline, and accountability while they're behind bars in county prisons. Most of these prisons are 23-1. So they're waiting to either be sentenced or be transferred out to do their time, right? Transferred from county to an actual jail. So I wanted your perspective on, do you think these experiments, that unlock doors in prisons are helpful?
When you say unlock doors, what you mean?
So
It kind of.
it's a Netflix series.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said you watched it. Okay.
Oh, I thought you said, am I familiar with Netflix?
No, it's called Unlocked. Sorry.
Nah, what is that?
So basically, it's a series where sheriffs are doing experiments to see if inmates can control their own environment.
Oh.
Security.
And they unlock the doors and they
Yeah.
take the COs out
Yeah.
of the equation. Some, I think, stretch from, it could be 6 weeks, about 2 to 6 weeks tops. So, yeah, I was intrigued when I seen it because I've never seen such an experiment. In the first season, it was an Arkansas sheriff who was black.
Okay.
Who did the experiment. So I was like, it would take one of us to try to figure out how we can make this a more civilized place, even though, you're in jail. So what do you think about that?
And the sheriff was actually got on account. He pretended to be an inmate or no?
So it's not like
60
you
days
think
in?
about 60 days
Well, they
in.
called me for that show
So
too.
it's
I
not
turned
like
it down.
60 Oh, you did?
Yeah, I turned
Really?
it down.
Oh, of course you did because and
And you really got to do the 60 days in.
that's against.
you really got to do the
against the
60
code.
days in.
That's against the code. So basically the sheriff will go to a unit,
Okay.
right, and say, we want to, see if this will help you gain incentive to act civilized. Because in jail, whether they're doing drugs, whether there's politics amongst racists, amongst gangs, is going down. But for the most part, these county jails is 23-1. So they're telling the prisoners, we're doing this experiment, and based on how you act,
Right.
you'll either get privileges or we'll just go back to how it is. You'll be locked in a cage for 23-1. So then they open the doors, they take the COs out, and they
let them
watch
go.
them to see how they're going to navigate through this experiment. It's challenging, but I think it's amazing because it's allowing us to see how they actually integrate
And structure.
without being
structure.
treated like animals.
Yeah. I ain't going for not the.
It could be dangerous, but
Yeah.
it's worked out.
Not
You
that-
should see it.
And I'm not comparing it to animals or anything like that, but I ain't going front coming up. I do believe in jungle rules, and what I mean by that is strong survive. You feel me? It's
Yeah, you gonna have one
It's a
crazy
food chain.
one,
It's a
too.
food chain. Prison is also the same way. So it's kind of you got stronger guys, you got weaker guys, you got enforcers, you got people that's just getting by. So I feel like in that type of environment, you is gonna have some of the top dogs that's gonna be laying it down. Like, yo, listen, if what's on the stake? The door's getting locked. We can't have no more late night. Yo, we ain't losing that. So y'all
That's a fact.
it's gonna
That's
turn
how
into
it is.
that.
That's what they're
I can
doing.
already know. It's
exactly
gonna
what
turn
they're
What
into
do
doing.
you
that.
do with the knucklehead
But that's what they do.
that
The-
want to mess it up for everybody?
so
Because that's in this show.
They get
I'm like,
packed
what
up. They're gonna get
They get packed up.
they're gonna get packed up. It's gonna be self-governed.
Right.
We're gonna create consequences for you.
Right. And
Right.
the
We gotta create
sheriffs
consequences.
are, the sheriffs are a bit lenient. They know that because this is the first time, it's an experiment, that
Right.
things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
So they'll lock them down for another 24 hours to have a reset. Then they think about it, and then they'll come out and be like, all right, well, or they'll pack the person up who decided to make the
Act
hooch.
crazy.
If it's a liability.
Yeah.
But it's worked out. You gotta
Of course.
see it.
Of course.
I gotta see
Of course.
season 1.
But
I've
only
seen a little bit of season 2.
It's so good.
But I ain't going front though. Unfortunately, a lot of people do only respect violence. So in those type of
Yeah.
environments, if you know you're going to get head tapped, you're going to move a certain way.
Yeah.
Honestly, or you know you're going to get a spanking if you do something wrong.
Well, that shut the whole program down.
You know, it's kind of turns into that. It's like as we get adults and we see certain kids acting up, like yo, my mother would have never tolerated. I'd be dead. It's the same situation. It's
Yeah.
like if I was in that situation, this would have happened to me. Compared to someone that don't know no better. Now I look at it like this: if you ain't get enough spankings as a kid, that's where you gotta spank adults. I gotta spank you because you don't know
gotta
better.
spank
You don't know
adults.
you
That's a
shouldn't be
fact,
talking
though.
like this. You don't know you
Yeah.
shouldn't be
It's
doing
a
it.
lot of
I gotta
spanking,
spank you
verbal
because you ain't get
spanking.
it.
It's a lot of verbal
Because I don't
spanking.
be hitting. I don't touch nobody nowadays. I ain't have a fist fight in like 20 years.
But what do you think about? I guess the question is, what do you think about that ideology, like of creating that type of experiment?
I think it's good
to change what prison looks like, or
I
what
think
it could
it's
be.
good. I don't know if it could be so
Not in
long
max,
term.
maybe not in the max, but in like the county.
I think even in the maxes, that's really where to be better at. I think the county ain't so. I think
they're scared to do it for
the other
max,
way in the
'cause they haven't
maxes.
done it in the max yet.
I think the maxes would be more better. It's a little bit more order up there. It's a little bit more
Got it.
serious and
It's
structure.
true.
Because
That's
you could
true.
be a young
I'm
wild
acting
kid.
like I know
You could be a young wild kid. You get to the max, you're gonna change. You're gonna learn fast. This is not the
Yeah.
place for that.
Got it.
Yeah,
You're
that's
gonna
a
learn
fact.
real fast. This is
Yeah.
you're gonna
You gonna
tighten up.
humble yourself real
really
fast.
get humble. So that's why I feel like those in the higher up environments, just like the Doe Fund. Like I didn't have a lock, and we dared you to come in our 7-man room. Like if you wasn't one of the 7-man beds in here, what are you
Right.
doing in here?
Right.
And between us, we had a trick door that it gets stuck. If you ain't know you had to hold the knob or something, where you could get stuck in my room. So if you came in to take something and got caught in there, might be the last thing you did. So once again, in those type of environments, unfortunately, people will move respectful. People will move a certain way because
They giving out free
they know
phones,
something can happen. And those
free
are incentives.
commissary. They giving incentives.
So that's even more. So now you taking
You gotta
something.
watch it.
You taking something the way that we actually.
Right.
That's adding to my comfortability of living.
Yeah.
You definitely. We're gonna have a crowd. We're gonna have a group meeting.
Right, we're gonna have a group
We're gonna have a group meeting, and that's
Right.
but that's what they did.
That's
And it's
what
like,
they
yo,
do.
whoever messed
Yes.
this up,
Yeah.
Yes.
You out of here.
and
We
so
sitting you
we
down.
all on you.
Exactly.
We all
The
on
races
you.
are
you
coming
down.
together
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So it's super possible to do it. You know, you just gotta
Yeah.
have the right people. Because once again, if you go back to them delegates not being there, it can be a S show. It could be chaotic because now you just got nobody's there to enforce to be a leader.
Yeah.
And people just not respecting each other, so it can turn into I don't care what you say, I don't care what you say.
Right.
Then now it's I'm doing what I want kind of environment. So I do agree with you. I do feel like it can work. You know,
It's interesting though to watch. I'm gonna watch this season 1 and I'm gonna go back to season 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a note of that. I'm gonna check it out when I do get some downtime.
Yeah. So
You
this
have
is
the
the
last
last
episode.
part
Yep,
of
last segment.
the show
Oh, so
and
fast.
this segment.
Yes,
I know, right?
Especially when we having fun, right?
We thought it
And
was
eating carrot cake
important,
cookies.
right? And carrot cake cookies. We thought it was important to introduce a new segment on our podcast called the Money Moves Movement, right?
Okay.
This segment is all about encouraging you to put your money where it actually works for you. We're talking about learning how to move your money to purpose, with purpose, understanding the markets, learning how to save wisely, and most importantly, learning how to own, right? This is about shifting mindsets, building wealth, and making smarter financial decisions for our future. So welcome to Money Moves Movement.
Making money move.
That part.
Where we turn conversations into what? Action.
Okay.
So my question for you, and this is gonna be the last question, is what's one way you believe in making your money work for you, whether it's investing in the market, real estate, ownership, and what does that look like to you?
Nice.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Coming from the streets, I'm a high risk guy. I'm a high risk. If I was risking my life, I'm definitely gonna risk some money. If you think about it like that, I was running around with all types of felonies, and so of
Yeah.
course I could take a chance on a entrepreneurship journey or or opportunity. So I don't really got too much fear in my entrepreneurship, but I did learn risk management. I think teenagers need to be learning risk management. I think life would be different if kids, young adults, learned risk management at a younger age.
At a
in life.
younger age,
But
right.
but not to get off track, but definitely I'm a flipper. I like investing. I like flipping my bread. I like putting it where it's going to grow.
Good stuff.
That's me personally.
Good stuff.
And possibly some long-term investments as well too.
Okay.
Like I like doing events. I like creating new products. I like just flipping profit, tripling and doubling, quadrupling, things like that. Like
Are you investing in the market?
stocks. I haven't gotten to stocks just yet. Nah, not yet. I did a little bit of crypto. I ain't going front though. Like I was doing a little bit of sports betting, and they was telling me like, if you could do that, you might as well do day trading. So I've been like pivoting and learning.
They say
and
day
looking into
trading
that.
is doing that.
Yeah, because these NBA, these sports is rigged. You might as well, if you're gonna push your bread up, you might as well do it with
Yeah.
some stocks and some products you actually use.
Yeah.
So I would go that route.
Okay. I'm encouraging everybody. I just got into real fast investing into the 5 top big companies, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. Yeah, I've been
That's
doing it
what's
for a few months, and I'm addicted. Why? Because I'm seeing my money make my money, and I want everybody around me, my family and friends, to win as well. So I'm encouraging you, if you don't invest, it's essential
X.
that you go and read up on it, do your research.
Especially right now after Trump just got all that oil,
What?
Chevron going crazy, Exxon going crazy. Like this week alone,
That's
I feel
it right
like
there.
I feel like if people would have did it Sunday by Saturday, they might have seen the difference.
Right, right,
Everyone's
right.
so thirsty right now.
Right. That's
Oh,
a
we
I
could
seen
probably
a post
see a
about that. I was
difference.
gonna send it to you too.
Oh,
Like
we
all
could
the
probably
oil
do it.
companies.
Yeah.
Oh, we could probably do a difference, honestly.
That's a fact.
Because you know how it goes. It's the tail end that kind of the first ones in see the biggest
Right.
difference.
See the biggest
Right.
difference.
Before it goes
Yeah.
up, the stock goes all
You
the
don't
way
want to be the
up.
last one to the party.
Yeah.
Right.
So let your money make your money.
Definitely.
Make money move.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Fresh, so much for joining us
Nah, this
today.
is
Like you
long.
could have been anywhere,
Facts.
but you here with us, and we appreciate
And
it.
I love it. No, this is long overdue, man. I've
I
always in support of you,
know.
Eb, and it's a
I'm
pleasure
so
to finally meet
proud of
Des.
you.
I've been seeing y'all do
So
y'all
proud of
show.
you, man.
Y'all been having some of my guys in here, and I love what
Yes.
y'all doing. I love y'all growing. This is a
Thank
beautiful
you.
set. This is
Thank
a beautiful
you.
situation. It's the first interview of the year. That's how we keeping it
Let's
fresh
go.
for
Let's
2026.
go.
And I wish you beautiful ladies much more blessings, much
you
more
so much.
prosperity.
Thank you.
You know, and I want this show to blow up and
Thank
go crazy
you.
on YouTube and all of that stuff. And y'all,
Wait, before we wrap up, Chef, you got the nickname, from one of my favorite movies, Fresh.
facts. That's how I got the movie. My name Fresh.
Part 2. We'll come back on part
Right,
2.
right. We did our research.
Yes, we did our research.
Shout out to my cousin Lala, man. God bless her dead. That's who gave me that name when I was
Nice.
16, fresh out of PA, ripping and running, hitting the streets, running at 16 years old, doing
Fresh.
adult things.
Fresh.
And he was like, yo, you remind me of that little dude Fresh. I didn't know what he was
Playing
talking about.
chess, strategic.
And then I learned.
Really?
And
Bricks.
that was my foundation. I
Yes.
can't wait to meet son. So I'd be like a person next to him. They want to see on my timeline. God is good. I'm gonna meet son. I'm gonna meet son.
Give the people your handles again. Where can you
Yes.
find Fresh? We got to get these desserts. Come on.
Nah, definitely. The Layers of Luck ship nationwide, man. You can get a pack of 3 or 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Any flavors on the menu.
Yeah.
Whether it's vegan, banana pudding, the carrot cake cookies now can ship as well, and sets at 8 or 16. And you can find it on Fresh Taste Bakery. Fresh Taste Bakery on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can email me. We also do custom birthday cakes.
Nice.
You know I be bringing
Your
the cakes.
cakes are beautiful.
Yo, you know I got a big female audience, 70% women. Why
Really?
my cookbook is gonna be called Let Me Show You Why She Followed Me, Volume 1.
Oh.
That's coming next. You
Wait,
feel me?
what's
Let me
follow
show
me
you
is
why she followed me,
crazy.
Volume
You a
1. You feel me? Like
Fresh cakes.
Fresh
Like
cakes.
I do cakes, but he is an experience.
back. And
His
I literally,
cakes is crazy.
for the ladies, I will bring the cake to the restaurant, to the venue. You ain't got it. Y'all could be flying, y'all
Ladies
dresses.
and gentlemen.
I will match the cake to your outfit. And you don't gotta carry it. You tap
you don't
your
gotta carry
server
it.
as long as it's under your reservation.
definitely
They
be
will bring
hollering
that.
at you
They will
for
bring
it.
that
For
custom
sure.
cake right on out. And that's what I mean by the
love that.
experience part. I be making cakes for partners. The wife don't even know that the cake got a face on it. How does cake get here at this restaurant that nobody came in carrying?
Right.
That's me doing the work
You a
behind the
mess.
scenes.
We want to
man.
celebrate our first year anniversary for Respectfully
Oh, we need
Ebony
a
and
respectfully
Destiny.
And we
cake.
need
Oh,
you. We need
yeah.
a respectfully cake.
Yeah.
We
I'm
pulling
need
right
you
in.
right now.
I'm coming right
Put us
through.
on your
We need you to go
calendar.
Absolutely. Custom cake toppers by Santiago Toppers. Shout out to my
Right.
godmother. She do all my custom cake toppers. We're
Shout
gonna get both
out.
y'all on the cake toppers. It's gonna be fire.
Oh,
It's gonna be fire.
You heard it. You
And we're
heard
gonna keep it. We're gonna put it on the shelf when it's done. We're gonna keep it as a keepsake.
Fire.
1 year anniversary, everything custom. This is what I mean.
Everything
We sell
custom.
experiences and moments. Everything
Yes.
comes with intentions for us. This is for you. This ain't
love it.
something we just grabbed and gave to you. This wasn't someone else's that we just passed it off. No, this was designed for you.
Yes.
Your spirit and energy is everything.
love
Thank
it.
you.
I appreciate you,
Chef
Queens,
Fresh,
man.
AKA Pastry Pie.
Pastry.
Guys, make sure you comment, leave a press the bell,
Like, all that.
and all of that stuff. If you like the content, it's free. Leave comments, support. We thank you guys for supporting us.
Yes.
Each and every time.
And we have behind the scenes,
reposting.
Patreon,
Yes,
all
Patreon.
of that.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely got to be going on Patreon.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Merch coming out. So
Yes.
this year we are looking forward to really, progressing and doing big things. You know what I'm saying?
Amen to that.
Amen.
And if you ever had Fresh Taste Bakery, let me know what y'all had in their comments. Let them know your
Yes,
experience
yes,
with me. If you
absolutely.
ever dealt with me before, let me know. Let the crowd know how it was for you. You know, we open minded,
Yes.
and we can't wait to hear from you guys.
And let your next move be your best move.
And it's a wrap. Like that.
Yo, if that wasn't y'all slogan, I was about to say make it the next one your fresh move too. I was about to I ain't gonna cut y'all. I knew that was the outro. I was like, I ain't gonna interrupt, but that fresh move was right behind the best move.
We got a patent
That is
trademark.
Make your best next move be your best move and
Right,
then your fresh move.
Your fresh move. I love that.
Love it.
I ain't gonna be the third wheel your shot to come back for every week after that. About to throw that in there.
That is
The
funny.
special reoccurring guest.
was-
That was good.
A beautiful return episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Keep the cameras rolling.
Definitely.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode and be sure to listen on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, and Spotify.